Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to have a look at handling our negative thoughts. So the other day in the live, the question was put to me about reversing negative thoughts, and I thought I would do a video on it just to kind of give a little bit of a perception around the whole idea of our negative thoughts and why they may be more intrusive as we are consciously manifesting. So when we are consciously manifesting, we're more aware of our thoughts because we are aware that we create from what it is that we continue to dwell on. So when negative thoughts come up or intrusive thoughts come up, and we are noticing them a lot more, that is actually kind of a paradoxical way to know that you are overcoming them because you are aware of them. So remember, before we got into conscious manifesting, there was a lot of thoughts that were going on subconsciously, and our conscious mind may not have even been picking up on all the negative subconscious thoughts that we were having, but because we are more aware of where our conscious thoughts are going throughout the day, we are experiencing the awareness of all these negative assumptions and thoughts. So when negative thoughts and assumptions come up, understand that the thoughts are not who you are as a creator. So yes, we create by our thoughts, but we create by the thought that we dwell on the most. So it's the dominant thoughts. So anytime negative thoughts come up, usually the negative thoughts are going to come up with a feeling within the body. So for me anyway, on my journey, negative thoughts will come up more when my body is feeling triggered. And that is why I talk about self-regulation. So when we self-regulate the nervous system is calm, it's relaxed. So it has no need to actually have any kind of triggered emotion. And then that triggered emotion is not signaling to the brain, and it's not asking the brain why it's feeling this. And then it's not creating the negative thought, if that makes sense. So when intrusive thoughts come up and negative thoughts come up, if you are noticing them, that is actually a good thing, because it means that you are being consciously aware of where your thoughts are. And that is actually a good thing. And the fact that you're aware of them actually means that you are overcoming them because you're identifying them in the moment. So when negative thoughts come up or intrusive thoughts come up, what I would actually suggest from my own experience anyway is to embrace them in a way that you are saying, okay, they're here, they're up and they're right here. There's nothing I can do about them. I'm just going to let them be. So when we let them be in that moment, we can then say to ourselves, what can I do now to maybe nurture them? So I can sit down and I can script. Scripting is a great way to engage the brain, and then you're doing something with your hand as well too. So when you are connecting the mind and the body together, it's a great way to getting you into the present moment. And so you can script out all of your negative thoughts in the moment, and then you can literally just rip up the page and then just eliminate it. Or you could look at these negative thoughts and you can ask yourself why you're having them, and then you can actually write down the positive of what you're going to choose to think instead. So that is one way of eliminating them in the moment anyway. Another thing as well too is the self-regulation, obviously breath work. Breath work has to be done within from 5 minutes to anything over 5 minutes, because the brain has to catch up and the body has to catch up to what it is that we are doing. So when you're doing breath work, do breath work that is going to be 5 minutes or more. It's the same at meditation as well too. For me, if I meditate, I'm normally meditating on a chakra, so it will be about 20 to 25 minutes or even just something over the 5 minutes as well too. It's really just getting yourself back into the present moment and understanding that these negative thoughts and these intrusive thoughts are not who you are as a creator. They're not anything to do with what it is that you are creating. They're simply just a fear emotion, a feeling of being unsafe in the moment, a feeling of going outside of your comfort zone that is a feeling discomfort. It's just all of the nervous system emotions that choose to pop up because it's trying to protect you from the way that things are changing. So when we actually are so familiar with our environment in a way that our body is used to everything and our mind is used to everything that is going on, when we start to become into this conscious manifesting and we're choosing to create a different kind of environment around us, that means the body has to get comfortable with as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the unpredictability. So it means that the body and the mind has to get comfortable with the unknown, because you're creating a different environment from the one that you are in right now. So understand that when we have negative intrusive thoughts, understand they're not a part of what it is that you are manifesting. They're simply there because you are noticing them a lot more now, because you are conscious of what it is that you are thinking, and you're conscious about what it is that you are feeling. And that's a good thing. It means that you are identifying them and you're overcoming them in that moment. When we dwell on them, that is kind of when we get stuck in the present of these negative thoughts. So all we have to do there is come into maybe some self-regulation. And I know we're human, and I know that we all have negative intrusive thoughts, and our bodies can go into triggered emotions, and sometimes it's kind of hard to get out of that, and that's okay. So you want to allow yourself to accept that as well too. Accept that maybe some days you're going to have a day that is going to feel overwhelming, that's not going to feel good, and maybe you'll have negative thoughts, but just accept that that's just a part of who you are, and it should be special to you. It should be in a way that you kind of look at it and say, I'm going to embrace these because they're a part of who I am. It's a part of my sensitivity. It's a part of what I'm thinking in the moment. And I know that as I continue to embrace it and nurture this with love, it's going to dissipate, and it's going to, the more I do to self-soothe myself, it's going to disappear, and they're not going to pop up again, because I know from my own journey, and I'm going from my own perspective here as well too, the more that you do the self-regulation, the more you do your affirmations, the more you decide to change your mindset, you actually will find that the negative thoughts just disappear without you even doing anything. It's kind of like a subconscious thing. It's like a byproduct of all of the work that you are doing. The negative thoughts kind of just simply dissipate. And when you do have doubt, and when you do have days, because we're all human and we do live in a world where we're interacting with others, so we will have days probably when we're not feeling as 100% as others. Understand that that's okay. That's part of the process as well too. Part of the process of living, may I add, not the process of manifestation. Manifestation is always happening in an instant. Manifestation is happening as we are looking out into our reality. We're kind of manifesting it in that way from the way our perception is. But understand that the process of living is having emotions, and you're normal having emotions and having negative thoughts. It's normal. It's just a part of living. And it's to kind of come into this knowing and to embrace it all, to accept it all, to accept yourself fully, authentically, and truly as you are in the moment. Because the moment that you do this, you're kind of saying to yourself, I'm worthy just exactly how I am. I don't have to prove it. There's nothing I need to do. I just need to come back into myself in the moment. And the more that you kind of accept yourself through your authenticity, and accept that authentic side of you, and accept all of the rawness and everything about you, you become more loving toward yourself, which means that you're more loving towards others, and you're more accepting towards others as they are as well too. So anyway, I leave that video there, as I know I talked a little bit more than I was intending to. But if you have any questions, you can comment down below, and of course you can always email me at manifestwithamanda@gmail.com. Thank you for being here, and I'll chat to you soon.